Hi, this is Ashish Bidekar and welcome to my podcast, The ARP Show. I'm super thrilled to introduce today's guest, Taha. Taha is the CEO of Eden AI. They are simplifying the use and deployment of AI technologies by providing a unique API connected to the best AI engines. I think what they're doing is really interesting because AI is an area which is really uh, going through explosive hyperbolic growth, to say the least. And you have new developments in AI, new LLMs, and new terms and new techniques happening every day. From a development perspective or a product perspective, it could be pretty challenging. So, with that introduction, welcome to the show, Taha. Do share your life journey and share your vision with Eden AI and how you want to transform the AI landscape. All to you, Taha.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. So yes, my name is Taha. I'm the CEO of Eden AI. So we started, in fact, working with my co-founder in the AI space first as consultants, AI consultants here in France because we are a French company. Even if our main market is the US, the second one is India. And we saw that many companies started using external AI APIs for their AI projects. And we saw also at the same time that many companies started developing their own AI models, even before all the craze around OpenAI and all the LLMs. So it can be for computer vision, machine translation, speech recognition, document parsing, multiple tasks that you can handle with AI. So we also believe that the market will move towards many companies building very specialized models. We have like big actors building very large models like OpenAI, Cohere, Anthropic, etc. But in addition to that, you have multiple companies with very specialized models. And we do believe that it really makes sense to have one place which gather all these competing models and which allows to the users to get all the flexibility to choose the right AI model for each task. So we launched our service 1.5 years ago. Right now we have almost 30,000 users on the platform. As I said, mainly the US, India, but all over the world. And we are growing very fast, especially after the launch of new APIs like OpenAI ones.
Great. So that's really a great synopsis of what you're trying to do. So Taha, as I said, in this show we have the format in which the guest talks about the top 5 areas in a specific domain. And given your expertise and your interest in AI, it would be great if you could talk about the top 5 ways to accelerate AI development with APIs. And that would be very helpful for the audience. And that would also be in sync with what you're trying to do with Eden AI. So over to you, Taha. What is the first tip or the first trend which you see in the way in which AI development can be accelerated with APIs? Over to you.
So, since we launched our service, we've been in touch and we are speaking to a lot of companies who are thinking about how they can use AI internally. So it can be sounds a little stupid, but we are also the first tip would be: do you really need AI in your project? Because there is big. A lot of people are enthusiastic about AI now, wanting to put it everywhere, and we are the first to say sometimes no, you don't really need to. So AI it's a tool, it's a technology, and it should meet real business cases, real use cases. So it's not only about okay, there is this new technology, I really need to put it everywhere in my company and then trying to figure out how it can work. No, it's not the right way to say things. You should say, okay, what are my internal processes that can be handled by AI? What's the feature feature I would like to add to my product that I can that can be done with AI. So it's maybe sounds stupid, but maybe having this in mind that you don't need AI technology for everything, and having first, if you start first thinking about, okay, I need to integrate AI in my product or in my company, you can be sure that you will fail, because it's not the right way to get the right output of all this.
Got it. Yeah, that's a very foundational thing, because many times, if you start with a new shiny tool, there's always something new on the horizon, right? For example, typically if you start with AI and let's say another 3 months, quantum computing is the flavor of the month. You won't drop that and say, okay, now I want to do quantum computing. So, which is good. But assuming that there is a company which has thought and they have really seen and have a real apt use case for AI, then in that case, how does use of APIs or platforms like you help them in the AI development? Or to put it in another way, what would be, just like what you said of starting about AI projects is first to check if that's required. You would also like to talk about any other tips which you have for any AI developers or any enterprises which are looking at AI. What would be the second tip in that?
So you have very clear business case where you need to integrate AI in it. So the second step will be, okay, what's the type of AI I need? The thing is that what we saw on the market is that everyone is using LLMs, text generation, generative AI in general for multiple tasks. But you have to keep in mind that we still have a lot of nice technologies around old school AI, like machine translation, document parsing. We have, in fact, on Eden AI, we have a lot of companies who are using us to parse invoices, to parse resumes, receipts, IDs, to translate documents, to detect logos in email, detect faces, etc. And it's still AI, but not the new services, the new text generation services. So the really having in mind that you need to really see which AI task you really need. And for that, if you go on Eden AI, on our platform, we are listing all the AI tasks and organizing them by type of data. So we have like this generative AI category, but in addition to that, you have the document parsing. So you can check by yourself what are the documents you can parse with AI, machine translation, text analysis, like if you want to get the keywords of text or the sentiment or wherever. And it's very important to have in mind that you can do a lot of things with AI, and then focusing on the right AI task, and then we are helping our customer with that. The second thing we added also for people who don't really know what type of AI they need, is that it's what we call Eden Copilot. Basically, you go on our application, and then you can describe your project, and we will recommend ourselves the right AI APIs, the right endpoints that you can connect to perform this or that specific tasks. See how we are helping our customers, especially like we have two types of customers. Some of them are really aware about all the AI APIs, and we don't need to explain them this. It's just about they using us because they know that they have access to multiple models. And we also have customers who are beginners who start just using AI, and we're helping them choosing the right type of AI for each task.
Right. So that's a great perspective. So staying on that topic of using a copilot, so essentially, if I were to describe it as for the non-tech audience, it would be something akin to, let's say you want to create a dish, right? But for that dish, you need a recipe. So essentially, you are giving them a recipe. If this is your problem statement, this is what are the ingredients you want, and this is where you will get them. And because you're aggregating all these technologies, API, etc., it kind of speeds up the the process of development. Can you share any highlights of any use case of a product development or any project development where first they tried developing without anything equivalent like a Eden AI, and then once they used Eden AI, there was a big contrast in the time spent in developing the product, in the quality, the cost, etc. Any use case which you could share?
Sure. In general, we have two type of usage of our API. First one is companies who are automating tasks, internal tasks. Let's say marketing tasks to generate content, generate text with an image, or create a summary of an article or something like that. And usually these customers are using Eden AI on automation tools like Zapier, Make, Bubble, because we are providing plugins on this type of platform, so you can directly use Eden AI on Zapier, for example. And we have a lot of people using integrating our API for their automating tasks. For example, we have also in the automation field, we have company using us to parse their invoices, for example, using us on Make, which is like another automation platform. So here's the first type of usage. The second one is by companies who are building softwares, can be startups or even bigger companies, and integrating AI capabilities in it. So usually it's business software. For instance, we have user in the US who is integrating us to parse documents for restaurants. He's building software made for restaurant owners. We have also company using us because they are building software for people who are managing rooms on Airbnb, etc. So it's it's still a business software, and it's basically this type of companies will be using Eden AI because they're working on multiple softwares, and AI they just need AI capabilities for specific features. It's not like a main component of their product, and in this case it really makes sense to use external AI APIs.
Right, but when you are pitching or when businesses or enterprises are looking at adoption of AI, can you share some real use case of in terms of the business outcomes? For example, using AI, what is the improvement in quality, for example, of a specific task, or what is the reduction in the time taken for a project or activity? Any insights which you can share based on the work in this space?
So, for automation, when you are using AI for automation, is mainly to save time on something you could maybe do manually. Let's say, for example, invoice parsing. You can, for each invoice you will be checking, you will lose some minutes doing that manually. So if it's an AI that do that, you are going to save time, and which means that you are also going to save money for that. For the software who are integrating AI in their product, it's more about offering new features to their users, so you can get better user experience, which means also that you can have better product than your competitors if you can include this AI capabilities in your product. So it can be either to save time, and it will depend on the companies who's using that, and for the softwares is to get like better user experience and to beat your competitors with a better offering.
Got it. So, what are the kind of top sectors or top domains which are using AI on your platform? So, is it like more on the health tech side of things, or more on maybe automation or software building? What are the various verticals which are using your platform right?
Yes, we have. So for the automation part, the good thing is it can be done by every company, because every company has invoices to parse, document to analyze. So we don't have a very specific domain for that. I mean for the automation part. For softwares, we have some mainly products made for business management. As I said, for restaurants, we don't have very specific activity. When you are building management platform and management software, at some point we need AI in it if you want to offer a better user experience. So we are not targeting right now, at least, very specific domain. But yes, it's more like technological platform made for product builders for every type of.
Got it. So also it's essentially it's a horizontal play, and you have aggregated multiple technologies like say OpenAI or like on Meta, Google, and other folks, right? Who are building stuff for AI. You're kind of aggregating them on your platform so that it's a easy to use way. That's it. Any specific regions where you are seeing a lot of traction for your APIs across the world? Is it like the US, Europe? Which are the top countries which are using?
So our main market is the US for sure. A lot of people are using our API then. The second one is India. In fact, our second market is India. So it's the two main markets we are focusing on right now. Basically, because in the two countries you have multiple people who are building products, who are really willing to try new things, and really aware about all this, the evolution of the AI API market. So more likely to use Eden AI for that.
Excellent. So, I know it's a very fast-moving space, and every day you see something new in AI. But what are the top trends which you see in AI, and how do you see this landscape evolving over the next 6 months to 1 year?
So, sure. Like for the moment, you have new AI models popping like every week with new type of AI tasks that you can handle. So ourselves, we are trying to check this, to monitor the market, be sure that we have the latest AI models available on our platform, partnering with the best companies. And what we believe is that we will move to more we'll have a better organization of the market with very specific models. A lot of companies are trying to do like launching models for everything, but we do think that at some point, if you are selling, because all these AI models are can be expensive to run in terms of GPU, etc. So we do think that at some point we will have like models, specialized model that can be cheaper than the large models. So and we are seeing this very clearly with multiple actors targeting very specific type of data, or even sometimes very specific. There's a company we're working with called Neural Space. They have very nice models, but in only very advanced language model, but only for specific languages. And we will see this type of, I think, of approach. Companies specializing is very in specific domains, and here's what we think will happen in the next month.
Excellent. So if I were to step back and say that essentially your business model is a developer-focused, self-service, product-led model, right? So when customers or developers who come on the site, check out maybe a freemium tier or so, then make the payment and then ramp up. Is that correct? You say?
So yes, what I can complete that. So We have like a self-service model, self-serve model. When you can sign up on the app, create an account, you will get free credits to start using the app, the API. So if you need more advanced features we are offering, in this case, you maybe will need to subscribe to one of our advanced plans. We have a personal plan at $30 per month and a professional at $100 per month. And then it's give you access to more advanced feature on the app. But in addition to that, you have to pay for all the API calls. So we have two options. First option is you bring your own API keys from all the providers we are working with. Right now, we have more than 50. You can bring your API key for each provider, and then you are using their services. The other option, and it's what our users are mainly doing, is that you can buy credit on the app and then using it. And in this case, you are not going to pay more for the API calls because we are partnering with all these providers and getting discounts from them. So the users, as user, will still be paying the same price if you buy these credits on Eden AI or directly from the providers. Some users are bringing their API keys if, for example, they get free credits on Google or AWS or something like that, or because they have like a bigger contract with their company and they have like they should use them on the app. You can do that, but usually our users are just buying credits on the app.
Got it. So any challenges or any learnings or any specific things which you did in the growth journey? Because right now you said you've got over 30,000 users. Is that correct? So from the journey from 30,000, what has been the experience? What were the kind of ups and downs throughout this journey?
It's very tough, So let's say we launched our service 18 months ago. The first 9 months were mainly about iterating on the product with the first clients we got. So we didn't get really real traction on the app at that moment, but we started having more and more users at the beginning of the year. So first, we really focused on having a reliable API. It was our main topic. How can we be sure that our API can be used in production? So since we got these first people using us for a few months, then we started working on our traction. And for that, we have two sources of traction on the app. First one is our SEO. So since we are not developing our models, since we are not developing AI models ourselves, we are positioning ourselves as trustful third party. So we are just listing all the AI models you can have on the markets. For example, if you type on Google best machine translation API or best document parsing API, we should be very well ranked. And so we are getting 70% of our traction thanks to Google, and the 30% remaining, we are getting them thanks to our partnerships with other platforms like Bubble, Make, Zapier, who are themselves promoting our plugin, because their users using Eden AI, they have access to a lot of AI models in addition to OpenAI, etc. So here's how we are getting our users right now, and we stand right now around 1,000 sign up per week. So we are growing quite fast at the moment. And what we did also is that we launched the product on Product End, and it brought us a lot of users. And because we finished Product of the Day, we got some awareness about the product. It was on last July, so this helped us a lot also.
Right, and that's how I also came across you. So that's good. Also, you just mentioned a very interesting point on partnership. So I'm just making this hypothesis, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that your AI partners, right, principals who are creating AI technologies or AI LLMs or APIs, etc., they are also benefiting from a faster closure of project, right? Because, for example, they would be giving just one set of the recipe, but because you have got the rest of the recipe ingredients already there, it helps the developers to create the product much faster, right? And which product closure faster means it's a benefit for them also, because their consumption cycle also starts that much faster, right? So is that a correct way to say?
Sure. So yes, we are. And when I said a partner, I really mean partner, because we are. Of course, we started only about buying API calls from them and then selling it. But now for a lot of AI providers, we are discussing with our product team, giving them feedback because they are themselves using Eden AI to benchmark themselves with the other competitors.
Wow.
And
Okay.
also new thing we added on Eden AI is that some AI providers can add themselves right now on Eden AI. The last new 4 providers we added on the app and our API, they added themselves. And for that, we have an open source version of Eden AI to show, which allows new provider to add their own connector between our API and their API. So we are accelerating things on that side also. But yes, AI providers, and especially the small ones, they are seeing us like very good channel of acquisition of new users, because they can be used and compared with main and big providers.
Excellent. I think it's a very good case study in the whole product-led growth or PLG kind of stack. So that's really great. So fantastic. Thank you so much, Taha. It was a wonderful perspective, and it was very useful. I'm sure the audience would really like it. And thank you, dear listeners. Thanks for tuning in. Do subscribe, share, and like the podcast. Available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and or wherever you are watching or seeing the podcast. Bye for now. Talk to you soon.